So it's happened again, folks. Another celebrity death. Sadly, this time it was someone relatively young and it was unexpected. A guy with a family just going about his everyday life when it threw a curveball at him in the form of a massive stroke. Now, he didn't die trying on a braided nylon tie or draw just a tad too much with a syringe out of a spoon or spent his life abusing hard drugs. He had an unfortunate health issue that happens to thousands of people every day, and it cost him his life. So again, we watched as millions of people became sudden lifelong fans and they poured their hearts out on social media to express their loss. Now, this wasn't a person that inspired millions of fans to chase their dreams, but you would think it was, according to the outcry. Although he may have inspired you to fold up the hem of your stonewashed jeans 25 years ago. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't feel sorry or sad about it. It was a person. But can we please keep it down to a realistic level? If you post some heartfelt diatribe of how much he meant to you, and then 20 minutes later post a picture of your lunch or a video of a cat doing something stupid, it's lost all sense of sincerity, and sounds more like a, hey, look at me, I'm caring and empathetic. I'm not saying you don't care, I'm just saying you don't care that much. But we'll get into this a little deeper, along with some other sad announcements from celebrities and a few other things this episode. And, as always, we'll handle them with the respect and caring that we always do here at Needless to Say. So, Maestro, grab that crash cart and hit that music.
Welcome back to Needless to Say. I'm here at the world's worst seance. I wanted Luke Perry and Jan Michael Vincent, and I got Mike, Dave, and Craig. I want my fucking money back. Well, since I'm stuck with you, what's up, boys? How are we?
We've been trying to channel any talent, and we got this.
You know, totem poles, we always talk about how all the parts that stick out above the ground. But you know what? There has to be something underneath.
There's got to be.
And that's exactly the talent I'm looking at across this table.
That's us.
There is absolutely, we have to climb so hard just to reach ground level.
I had to say something about the last episode with the Luke Perry thing. Now, I had made a comment at the time that we were all having a better week than him, which wasn't a lie.
Definitely not
Still
a lie.
not a lie.
Still not a lie. But at the time, he was just strokey. He wasn't dead.
He was just strokey.
He was only half smiling.
I think he was only half smiling at the end.
He wasn't
of it, too.
dead. You know what I mean? And not to make it. I felt bad about it after I realized that. I said, it was just one of those things.
You know what was crazy?
When we recorded it, he was still alive.
And we thought he was going to make a full recovery. And that's why we resorted to humor, because if you don't laugh, you'll cry. Yeah. and that's really how we felt about our beloved Luke Perry. But what happened was I posted the episode is basically right after Craig gave it to me. It was a good recording. We did a good job on this one. It was straight through. And, not to be silly about it, but about 8 seconds later, Luke Perry dies.
Grim Reaper strikes again.
The best part was we actually thought about talking about it the week before, and we decided to wait on
right,
it.
we
We're
did.
like, there's probably going to be more to talk about as he gets better, so we tabled it. So we waited. All right, this will just it turned into the death episode.
He didn't get better.
We didn't even wait. We fucking destroyed
No, it's
him.
funny.
We weren't done with intros, and we just wrecked this guy.
The episode was about bad decisions. There it was. Fucking boom.
Do you know who else tabled the Luke Perry discussion? God.
Yeah. Oh shit! And every casting director in fucking Hollywood.
All week long, everybody's like 9021. Oh.
No, but I was just, it was bothering me after we released, not bothering me,
But, you know, I was like, I felt bad. Like I was being a dick. We recorded it before.
Yeah, because
he died.
We did.
You know?
Doesn't make it better.
No.
I don't care. The man also had a 35-year smoking habit. I didn't lose an ounce of sleep this week.
Not for that reason.
No. But that was it. And then fucking, that was my week worrying about Luke Perry and how I was portrayed. My heartlessness against Luke Perry. But we'll get into that later.
Yes,
definitely.
It's amazing how our screw up turned into another whole episode.
Yeah.
We wrote this outline in record time.
Yep.
This was the most effortless outline that the four of us have actually put together. And it's because we love talking about dead celebrities.
We probably don't even need an outline. We could just have 5 names on a piece of paper and we could go off of that for
You
hours.
just throw the obituaries
I
up
hate
on
this
the
motherfucker
screen.
too. Glad he's dead.
The best one happened today. I just mentioned him when we started the show. Jan Michael Vincent. Airwolf!
Oh, man.
Airwolf.
Okay, this guy was a badass for 8 seconds.
Right.
Yeah. But he was a badass. The man died in North Carolina a month ago.
And
Really?
nobody, yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, he died a month ago.
No shit.
And nobody said anything, not even Ernest Borgnine.
What's ironic is that there was probably a chopper over his house because the neighbors were complaining about the smell.
They were using the thermal
helicopter.
vision, and then the body just slowly vanished.
Was that Airwolf above? No, it was the Atlanta Center for Disease Control.
Oh God, poor Jan. Michael
Yeah, what did he
Vincent.
die from anyway?
Who knows?
Helicopter crash.
Yeah,
Finally.
He was 74 and irrelevant. That's what he died.
Airwolf was leaking radiation the whole time. I didn't know it.
So was Borgnine.
Yeah, he is radiation.
Oh, man. Do you know who wasn't on the list, though, and I wish he was? Jussie Smollett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
I
doubt.
feel like
Tell
we
me
haven't
about it.
discussed him enough.
No, but his ass is about to get killed.
Yes,
Oh yeah,
because he did 16 counts he was indicted on?
Felony count.
felony
counts. All right. So basically, don't lie to Chicago police
Yeah.
or any police for that matter. I'm pretty sure they'd nail you in Sioux Falls, too.
Yeah, and your co-star and role in Empire isn't making you enough money to pay for that many lawyers.
Man, what,
No way.
I
No.
almost feel like such an idiot. What a backfire of a
Good.
fucking
Fuck,
plan.
he is an idiot.
I love
feel
it.
like one. He is an idiot.
I love it.
I look forward to the Jussie Smollett hung himself episode. It's coming. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm the editor.
thanks.
He hanged himself.
Thanks, Brad.
Hanged him.
Thanks, Brad. He'll be dead by next episode.
You know what would be amazing is if this Jussie Smollett story is what turned the tide of racial tensions in our country. The Chicago
not-
Police Department chief comes out and says, "We agree with Al Sharpton. We're going to prosecute him," and the whole world rejoices. That was the moment.
Yep. Yeah. The turning point.
I can see Trump making a big speech to the nation, screaming, "Mr. Trump, take down that wall." Then remembering it was him that put it up.
Oh shit. But yeah, that was my week. Just contemplating that, and then fucking sick of snow already, and working at night. and
Already,
shit.
it's March.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you should be sick of snow by now.
It's
We didn't
fucking
get
snow.
any until February.
Spring ahead tomorrow.
Yep.
Already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, February was light though.
It
Not
was.
typical. We didn't get last year. We got a storm every 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
This February was easy.
Yeah, we didn't get much, and then but then it was all of a sudden bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, a lot of snow in a short time.
And these sons of bitches doubted my ability to shovel my 142-foot driveway.
It is. It's 142 feet long.
Dave sends me a nasty baiting text.
Yeah.
And for some reason, he equates a long driveway with having a lot of money. I don't understand why you think that. Nothing could be further from the truth. But this douchebag to my left goes, "Hey, moneybags, Brad.
Yeah.
How's your driveway looking this morning?" And then I send him a picture within seconds of my blacktop driveway.
Yeah, with the ocean in the background and your long front yard, you rich
He's
fuck.
fucking bullshitting because it's heated.
Yeah.
He just shovels shit.
Meanwhile, I'm looking out my front door across my 16-foot driveway. Then my car doesn't fit in my neighbor's backyard with 3 boats that don't run.
You didn't choose the white trash life. The white trash life chose you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
shit.
can't argue.
How was the rest of your week, Dave?
The rest of my week was all right. I tried that Kraken rum the other night. You know, with the big Kraken on the label, like sucking the ship down. I was like,
yeah.
I'll give this a shot. So I made a few rum and cokes, and I unleashed the Kraken and pretty much sunk Wednesday.
Yeah.
It was great. I woke up to work on Wednesday. I was like, I hate rum.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She gives you a hangover.
It was
rum is rough.
It wasn't so much a hangover, like a headache hangover. I was just like slow and groggy for the whole morning.
As opposed to?
Groggy.
Okay.
We all know about his quickness.
That's right. Dave Swift. That's not it.
I always admired Dave for his agility.
Yeah.
I sat next to Mike to make it look faster. So that was the middle of my week. That was a Tuesday night. I busted open a
Just
bottle of rum.
decided to
like,
party it up.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Like, yeah, fuck it. Luke Perry's dead.
Why should we live?
Drown himself in his sorrows.
Yeah.
I'm unleashing the Kraken.
He was Dylan McCracken. Dylan McCracken. Which what my wife gave me one instruction. She goes, "Take it easy on Luke Perry this week." That was her instruction leaving the house tonight. I really hope I've delivered.
There's a lot of show left.
Oh, I know.
In the context, it might seem like we were easy on him. By the end of the show,
Compared to what the rest of the internet's doing,
I guarantee
I mean,
it.
we're going to talk about it later, but I one of my biggest pet peeves, anybody who's listened to this show from day one understands, I don't wish death on anybody.
No, it's terrible. He's young. And
he was very young,
you know,
and I'm not saying he wasn't talented, but the problem is, I hate when like all these Oscar winners come out and they're like, "Oh God, what a talent!" Put him in a fucking movie then.
Yeah.
Leo DiCaprio's like, "Oh, a light went out in my life," or some kind of bullshit.
Really?
Hey, Leo, you've made every billion-dollar movie in the last 20 years. Why don't you hook up old Luke there?
Yeah, hook him up.
Okay, why is he playing Archie's dad on
Oh,
fucking
and finally
Riverdale?
a light went out, you fucking green fucking house energy burning motherfucker.
Yeah, no doubt.
what's funny is Mike and I were talking before Craig and Brad showed up earlier, and we were talking about celebrities a little bit, and I was wondering about kind of what Brad mentioned, all these celebrities coming out and said, "Oh, he was such a great person, great actor," and I think Jason Priestley just sent out like this nice tribute tweet or whatever.
Which is
It's
expected.
nice.
Yeah,
It's nice,
which
but
is expected.
The word you used is exactly where I was going. I feel like part of it is they think their fans expected it. They want to see the 90210 buddies rally back around with each other and bring that cast back together. So I think part of that is more press related.
Well, they're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
They're already making that show.
It's
that's,
the reboot,
that's my
yeah.
point. Like, I think part of the motivation is self-serving. It's not just
Of course it is.
and that's a big problem that I have with this.
But you can't mourn in silence anymore. You have
I mean,
to
but
share
where
it
was
with the world, and
everybody?
we're going to get into
Yeah,
this.
we'll get into
This
it.
is
Yeah,
part
yeah.
of the show.
Yeah, which is why I.
Speaking of drinking, I had a massive hangover, man, all freaking week from last weekend.
Sorry.
Man.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'd like to apologize to you guys right now
Like you,
on the air.
again, you mispronounced month.
I pretty much finished that whole entire bottle of moonshine.
Yeah, we know.
I can't even remember what night it was, but I'm still
Fucking needed one of those
Yeah, it was
fucking
pretty
things
bad.
from World War II to decipher your text.
the Enigma code.
Craig's got 3 Germans in his basement reading Mike's text.
And they're like, we can't figure it out.
Mike's bombing Connecticut. Run!
It was the Dumb Vinci Code.
Yeah, it was definitely stupid. I'm sorry, guys. I really, I was all fucked up. But another thing that's coming up is Lent, and I'm giving up being an asshole, guys. I'm gonna need all the help I can get. So, help me
Oh,
out.
boy. Going straight to hell after that
Do you know
one.
what you should give up for Lent? Lying to God.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I ate the Tuesday night. I was just saying I made a bunch of chicken wings and stuff, and I used the James Danger barbecue sauce that we talked about last week. And shit's so fucking good. So we had a bunch left over. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna eat that tomorrow. My wife's like, well, tomorrow's Ash Wednesday. I'm like, yeah. And she's like, well, you're not supposed to eat me. I said, well, sorry, Jesus. Motherfuckers eating some chicken wings?
That's not. Seriously,
line,
you
man.
go out of your way to get somebody to smear dirt on your head.
Yeah.
Using a thumb that was probably up an altar boy's ass. Not minutes earlier.
Not Ash.
It's not Ash.
Yeah. It's Ash Wednesday.
It's Ass.
It's Ash Wednesday. It's my favorite time of year. Spot the Catholic.
Yeah.
It's like Pokemon Go. You go around and you find them wandering the streets aimlessly looking for faith and redemption.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best online game.
Or like the
ever.
vice president, you can visit every church in town and get.
Did you
get
see
it.
him? The picture of Pence? Oh
He
my
had like
God.
five.
That wasn't photoshopped.
No, that was a legitimate. He looked like
I
someone
thought
hit
it
him
was
in the
good that
forehead
one
with
priest drew.
He looked.
drew a
Well,
dick
you
on
got to
him.
think. You got to think. That's like he's gonna go visit. This
Yeah,
church,
he's going
go
to this
visit
church, that church, and
whatever.
doing all this stuff. And he had like 90
you know
of them
that.
on
He
his
looked like he
forehead.
put a firework in his teeth and, and then forgot to let go.
Somebody was playing. Somebody was playing tic tac toe on his forehead.
Don't
with just
you
X's.
believe it? Fucking like a Tom and Jerry, fucking face blown back. Fucking.
It's funny because we're laughing at Mike Pence with all that shit in his forehead, and this is what we do on July 4th when we look at pictures of Craig the day before.
I know,
Covered in Sharpie.
All right.
I'll give him that. Yeah. Sorry, kid.
All right, so that was Mike's apology.
Yeah. Sorry.
So when are you stopping being an asshole next Lent?
Yeah.
Next year.
2020.
So, do you go back to being an asshole right after Easter? Is that this is where?
Well,
He also gets
usually
to do it every Sunday.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's there's that little rule because the fatties couldn't handle like not eating chocolate 7 days, so they're like, well, I think God would want us to have it on Sunday because he died and everything, so you got to give up dark chocolate squares. Yeah, because that's the same. But anyway. I think Mike gets to be an asshole every Sunday, so we should just like expect him to wake up early or just stay awake from Saturday night. Yeah, and just be an absolute douchebag on text for most of Sunday, and then on Monday he's okay again.
I'll drink to that.
There you go.
I'll drink to that.
He
guys.
started tonight. We bring a 36-pack of Miller Lite over, and he texts Craig, "Can you get me some Bud Light?"
Yeah.
Fucking told you, man. Corn syrup, dude. Corn syrup. Fucking set with it. I'm watching my
I'm
fucking
taking a look
figure.
at you. It looks like you got an okay relationship with corn syrup.
That would have been good.
Hey, the pounds are coming off, man.
The
It's
biggest
been hell.
start of not being an asshole would have been to shovel that mountain of snow out of your fucking driveway.
I did. I
Then to
fucking
climb
shoveled the
over.
shit out of that fucking driveway, man.
Like I need a Sherpa to
kidding
fucking
me?
get in your house.
fucking Sherpa.
Dude, I'm ankle deep, and I also noticed I haven't seen your mother-in-law since we got here. I think she,
Why do you think I didn't clean the whole driveway? She's on ice. Or in ice, I should say.
I did see a pile of bleached blonde hair in that storm trench out by the road, though.
Mike, before we drop this, I gotta ask, how's your online friend? Good?
Good.
Or did you guys have a falling out?
Oh, good one. That's fucking funny. That's fucking funny.
And that was my week. Let's get right into this thing.
Yeah, we've been doing it.
We got into the angry stuff. Let's get into the celebrities. That we have got a long history on this show of just trashing celebrities. And to the untrained ear, to somebody who's not familiar with the show, it would just sound like we're three assholes who want to be famous and are jealous of people who are.
Yep.
That is not the case.
No.
Not at all the case. So we're going to start the episode the right way. We'd like to throw a great shout out to a guy we've actually made fun of not that long ago in a roundup.
Yeah.
But I want to throw a shout out to a guy, a celebrity who does it right. And that would be the one and the only, the incomparable Alex Trebek.
What is Alex Trebek?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep, exactly.
I think Alex Trebek this week basically told the world he's dying and soon.
Yes.
Okay, stage 4 pancreatic cancer is not something that's operable. It's not something that's really that treatable. And instead of just kind of saying, okay, guys, Jeopardy's on hiatus, he addressed it with the world. He got ahead of the rumors. He didn't want to be a TMZ story.
Yeah.
You know,
he did it right.
And he handled it beautifully, even injected some humor.
He's classy, man. He's a classy guy all the way.
Absolutely.
Mustache or not.
Yeah.
He's
classy
kind of
either
been
way.
25 years. We got to let the stash go.
Yeah.
Right. We got to let it go.
right.
It's also
I'll
been
let it go.
25 years since you trimmed that fucking thing.
Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna let it fucking
But
go,
I
dude.
mean, humor in the light of tragedy is the way I'd want to go out, and that's why I'm tipping my cap. Alex Trebek, for all his nonsense, I think at this point in his life, he could chloroform a hooker in broad daylight, and
Yeah.
I'd be okay with it because he's done everything else with such class and distinction. And you know what? I hope he beats it. He's got a good attitude, but his odds are like less than 5%.
No, it's
Very low.
It's very low,
You can do
and
it.
it's terrible. But like, I liked his he had a positive attitude, and I loved the fact that he didn't. He was humble about his whole thing because he said, "I have sad news," and he started with like 50,000 Americans each year.
yeah, that's all.
Today, I was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. It was about him, but he's like, listen, I'm not the only one. You know, this happens, you know, and I thought that was a classy way just to start it right there. And, you know, not feeling sad not feeling sorry for himself. It wasn't a,
Wasn't a pity party.
it wasn't a pity party.
I don't think he wants to be. I mean, he announced he had cancer a year and a half ago.
Yes.
Okay, and the thing is, he had gone into remission as far as I know, but it looks like it came back viciously.
But I don't think it started as
It
pancreatic.
was an audio
though, was
daily
it?
double.
Oh,
Can we at least wait until the friggin'
Wow.
until he talks some?
yeah.
Good
Can we
about
wait
him.
until just minutes before he dies? And then as soon as we post the episode, he'll kick it.
Yeah.
What is inappropriate timing for 1,000?
Nah.
No need to go to 1,000, just 5.
Yeah.
Sorry. We all just stomped on Mike.
Yeah.
He's trying his best not to be an asshole. We just piled on. Yeah. It's like, fuck you.
I like it.
No, but I mean,
I like this turn of events.
I have no.
Thoughts, intelligence.
Yes, there's that.
Self-control.
No, I have no
Decent looks.
ill will towards Alex Trebek.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Agreed.
And
Yeah. I for me, like, I've always, I'm going to have a point here. I'm not just trashing him, but
No,
the way he hosted the show, like, he always came across as, he kind of had that little holier than thou attitude. Like, I think he wanted to present as if he actually knew the answer to every question rather than being
Right.
prepped ahead of the show.
yeah.
You know, but in that 1 to 1.5 minute video he released, he became very relatable, stepped way outside that shell, but maintained it professionally.
Yep.
It wasn't him like in his dressing room or sitting on a couch like with his phone doing like a quick Snapchat or some stupid shit. He made a professional video, addressed it, became very relatable, and like Brad said, classy.
Yeah.
Right. So despite what you think about him, you know, his normal, for me, was his discerning condescension handling the show. I'm sorry, that's with his perfect French accent. Like, fuck you, you didn't know that ahead of time.
Yeah.
So like in that sense, he was that guy. But in
Yeah.
this short video, he became very human and relatable.
Humble and
Yeah.
relatable.
And it's so like him to bring to get the information out about the disease itself before him. You know what I'm saying?
But he ended it with the greatest thing ever, and that's where I was like, I love this guy now. Was when he said, the survival rate of this is very low, but I'm gonna fight it. And he said, and I'm gonna beat this. And he goes, mainly because I have to. Because I have 3 years left on my contract. Really? Did he say that? He said, I have three years left on my contract to host Jeopardy. And I thought that was great. A little bit of comedy, a little levity at the end.
Goes a long way.
Yeah, and he ended it on, and that was at the end. So it brought it back up, made you smile a little bit, and it was done in a classy, positive way. As negative as the thing as it was done in a classy, positive way.
We've always talked about this on the show. There's a right way and a wrong way to handle it. I got to ask, what happens to Jeopardy when he goes? Do they keep going, or do they take a couple?
Drew
years
Carey
off?
takes
I
over.
was just gonna fucking say, hopefully Drew Carey
I was
doesn't
going to think
take
Steve Harvey.
God.
Yeah, Steve Harvey. Oh my God.
no.
Could you imagine
No,
Steve Harvey
no.
doing Jeopardy? Somebody gives the wrong answer. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
Like he's doing Family
he just
Feud.
starts laughing, banging on the fucking thing. You know,
Starts doing his chuckle dance that he
Yeah.
does all around the podium. Family Feud's a 400-minute episode every
no, it'd be
week.
great is if Sean Connery took it over.
Oh man, that would be awesome.
Or Daryl Hammond as Sean Connery.
Oh shit.
I heard Tyler Perry's been hanging around the set of Jeopardy.
Oh Jesus. Nah, I don't know. I wonder.
I wish he died. This
It
week.
makes
He
you.
didn't die this week.
Who?
Medea did.
Medea died.
Yeah, Medea
But
died.
Tyler Perry didn't die.
Nah.
Shit, I look forward to that episode.
Brad's already started writing it.
You kidding me? That shit's done. That's
Yep.
a solo episode.
Does it?
That's interesting. Who would you pick to run Jeopardy?
That's a good question. Who would be the person?
I already have the guy in mind. It's the guy who had the longest streak of winning on Jeopardy, Ken Jennings.
Good idea.
Wow, that's a great idea.
I think Ken Jennings would make a phenomenal host. Alex Trebek, nobody knew who he was. He had hosted other game shows. He did
Yeah, he
Password, and he had
Yep.
some Pitfall show that was a
I
Canadian
remember.
show.
I'm old enough to remember that,
Yeah.
Brad. I do.
And he had a bunch of cheesy game shows, but he was clearly more than a game show host.
Yeah.
He was smart. Yes, he had the
No,
answers
he was
in
an
front of him.
Yeah,
he
a
was
smart
extreme. He was an extremely intelligent person.
I think Ken Jennings would make a lot of sense here. He's got good stage presence. He's got a great voice. And I think he could actually take it over, and it would be a nice tip of a cap. Because apparently they became very close as a result of his winning streak.
Well, they were hanging out constantly.
Yeah.
You know.
So I figured that would be my guess, to not go the celebrity route and to get somebody. Because, you could grab Chuck Woolery right now. I'm
Oh yeah, yeah.
And he'll
back
be
in 2 and 2.
I was just gonna say he'll be right there, 2 and 2.
what's Peter Tamarkin up to?
I nominate the Iron Sheik. That's a show I would freaking watch.
That would imagine that.
What is fuck you for 200?
What is fuck? Go fuck yourself for 200.
Jabroni for 400?
I suplex your answer. Not in form of question.
No one wins here but me.
No, but that's a great.
He's
that's
the only
a great
winner every
idea.
week.
See that?
Because immediately I start thinking other game show host type celebrities.
Yeah, get somebody out of the box.
And I think that's fantastic. A fantastic idea.
Every now and then,
Fantastic idea.
the
Yeah.
stars align on this show.
Yep.
And I can't wait for all 8 of our listeners to hear it. 7 of which are your family members. By the way, Rayanne last week was killer.
Yeah, great intro.
That was a great job.
Great
I
intro.
know we're still doing week in review at this point, but I gotta hand it to Rayanne. She made my wife spit when.
Whoa, whoa.
Would you stop interrupting me? Out her beer.
Yeah.
Spit out her beer. When she just came in she was like doing a very casual, hey, I'm talking into my husband's phone. I don't have a dick.
Yeah.
And that's why next time I see her, she's getting a hug.
Yeah. You know what's
Nah,
funny?
she's
After she
spot on.
recorded, I'm like, I fully expect a marriage proposal from Brad after you do this.
It would be the second one I've given her.
Nah, it was awesome.
No, it was funny. Yeah.
All right, so Trebek was good. He's a stand-up
Yep.
guy, right?
Yeah.
But another celebrity this week, it wasn't nearly as tragic. It's not even really a sad story, but I got to admire somebody who is handling the media the right way.
Yep.
Somebody who handles celebrity the right way.
Another guy who is a class act.
He's always been a class act. My wife actually has a great story. When she was living in Hell's Kitchen in New York, he used to live right up the block.
Yeah.
And that's Henry Winkler.
Yes.
Hey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Greg, you just
love
love him
fucking
because you have his
Fonz.
autograph.
You won't be saying that
No,
once you hear what
I
the
loved
headline
him.
is.
Since I got my Fonz hat when I was like 6.
I wish you had the Fonz hat. And what was that breakdancing jacket that you had?
No, that was
What?
me.
No, he had the.
I had the
he
jacket.
I
He
had
had the breakdancing
I had
thing.
the Alfonso breaking board.
No, what was the jacket that you had that you were embarrassed to wear?
It was me.
Oh, the Jackson Victory
that
Tour.
one. The
Yeah.
Victory Tour.
Yeah, I never wore it. Never. Not
if you
once.
wore a Fonz hat and a Jackson Victory Tour jacket, you wouldn't pay for beer for a long time.
No, I had a Fonzie hat, and I had that thing until my apartment burned down. I was in my mid-20s. My
Bullshit,
apartment
you burned it down.
No, I had that Fonzie hat from when I was about 6 years old until the apartment burned down. It got destroyed,
man,
and I wore it in the winter all the time. It was red and white, and it had Fonzie. Just his face with the big thumbs up on the side of it, right?
Dude,
and then like an embroidery along the edge. It went, hey!
Oh my god, dude, that's awesome.
I fucking loved that.
Was it like a baseball hat or like a ski hat?
No, it was a ski hat. It had the ball on the top, like the winter hat. It had a fuzzy ball on the top. Loved that fucking hat.
See, I thought it was going to be one of those like baseball hats, but with like the foam front.
Oh yeah, no.
That, like your golfing uncle had in the back of his car. It had like the rope.
Breathable.
Yeah,
Braided rope.
no, it was a winter hat with the ball on the top. It was all white except for the folded up part. Yeah.
Braided rope, like the hat's not allowed in the club.
Your hat needs a collar.
But finish your story about, because I know this story. You've told me this before, but finish the story about your wife and
well, no, I mean, basically because my wife, the first night I met her, told me she was a klutz, and then she proceeded to fall on her knees down a flight of stairs. And as much as I wanted to believe it was from all the love that I had just bestowed upon her, she just tripped on her shoes. And she did this a lot. And so when she was walking in Hell's Kitchen, and she slipped and fell, and Henry Winkler like came across the street and helped her. And like lifted her up. And she said he's just one of the most genuinely nice people.
No, he is.
So when normally if a celebrity comes out and says, "Hey, I got a problem and I'm going to put it on the media," I'm like, "Well, fuck you. I don't care.
Yeah.
Stop hammering us with this." Henry Winkler opened up this week, and apparently he's got undiagnosed dyslexia. And so immediately, my first reaction was, "Oh, my wife's going to be so upset." And then because we do this show, my second reaction was all those years he wasn't saying "a," he was going "yeah."
Yeah. Yay! Now I met him.
I'm still wondering how he tweeted this out.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Did he use Craig's Enigma machine that we used to send him like texts?
Do you know how he tweeted it? Because he was on Facebook.
Yeah.
He's gonna talk to tweet.
Now I
function.
met him and spent a few minutes with him, not a long time, but about 5-10 minutes talking with him, and he is, because I seen him, the way he acted with the people around him as well while I was speaking with him and stuff. He is a genuinely nice guy. He really is. And even that, as we were talking, a little kid came by and he did a magic trick. And he did.
Really?
He kept stopping.
Is he good? Is he any good?
Yeah, well, he kept pulling the quarter out of his own ear.
No. What a hack.
Hey. I guess he wrote children's books. How, I don't know now. Just trying to figure that out.
They're all audio
He
books.
did it verbally.
Books. They only come out in
But
audio.
his handler even said to me, because I'm talking to him and a little kid walks by and he just immediately stops talking to me. And he's like, oh, he said he does a magic trick for the kid. And then he comes back, he's like, oh, sorry about that. And then
That's
he
awesome,
did it
man.
again.
That's cool.
And his handler says to me, she goes, it doesn't matter. She goes, a kid, he's going to do a magic trick. She's like, that's just the way he is. She's like, and he was so genuinely nice. And he talked to me, he asked me what I did for a living. And you could see he was listening to me. He wasn't, you go and meet these people sometimes and they ask you a question because they just feel like they should. And they're looking around when you're answering them. They're not paying. And he's literally looking at me, listening to me. He's like, oh, that's a noble job. He's like, oh, that's good. People need that.
He's like, you was slow.
No, he's like,
He said that about your job?
Yeah,
People need floors.
no, he's like, people need floor. He's like, that's a noble job. Because I said to him, I said, I'm just a flooring installer. He's like, what do you mean just? He's like, people need that. That's an important job. People,
Fonzie couldn't do it.
But he was just really nice guy.
Craig walked out. He's like, I love my job.
But it was funny. But now it explains.
Hey.
But now it explains why when I left and I looked at the picture and it was signed, Gurk West Bishes, Wendley Hinkler.
Remember that was that one season where
It explained a lot.
remember that one season of Happy Days where we didn't see the Fonz that much, and it's because they made him read the script and they kept writing out Fonzarelli.
Yeah.
And he gave him a nervous breakdown. I actually thought that he was actually first on the scene to save Erin Moran, who played Joni, but he gave her PCR.
Oh, but this is a guy who played an iconic character. That, I mean, no matter how corny it was, the Fonz was fucking cool.
Everybody knows who the Fonz is.
Everybody knows who the Fonz is. And when people bust your balls about trying to act cool, they call you Fonzie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just like it's an iconic fucking character. It's Americana.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
That's true.
Definitely.
You know, when I saw we were going to be talking about this, I was in my head. I was thinking, why? He's got dyslexia. So.
But yeah,
Who gives
I
a
know.
Shit?
But the
Who
funny
cares?
thing is,
but then some of his movie roles made sense. I'm like, no wonder why he was a failure in
He
The
is
Waterboy. He
so
couldn't call a play to
far-
save his life.
Yeah. Every play was flipped.
He kept running the ball backwards.
he is so far removed from the character Fonzie. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I mean,
he's definitely
beyond,
so different.
He is so different from that character, and it's just. But that shows his ability to act at the time, what he was doing.
Yeah.
He was playing like a collection of stereotypes all in one.
Yeah.
But nobody had seen it on TV before. And so, I mean, my hat is tipped.
And then how about Arrested Development? The lawyer that he played in Arrested was fucking hilarious.
I would have liked to have seen him do more serious stuff as he got older.
Yeah,
'Cause I feel like
yeah.
he's got more talent. I feel like most of his
Oh,
roles now
definitely.
are him making fun of himself.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was the Fonz, and in real life he's just not that, jukebox kicking cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we'll always remember his time at La's Diner.
Nice. You guys know that the first couple episodes, he didn't even have a leather jacket.
It was a blue Barracuda jacket.
Holy crap, you are fucked up.
It was a powder blue
Powder
Barracuda
blue.
jacket.
With the fucking name tag.
Yep.
Remember the gang? They all
Yeah.
had the name tags.
The Eagles. No, was it the Eagles?
I don't know.
The Hawks or something.
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
the Hawks.
The
That's what
Hawks.
it was.
Yeah.
Tonight, Craig's going home to look in his closet. He's like, yeah, it's the Hawks.
Yeah. He's got his name. Craig on the front.
There it is in Sharpie right in the back. This is Henry Winkler.
Craig's still waiting for his mail from the Chuck Cunningham.
Chuck Cunningham.
Oh, that poor bastard only lasted, what, a season?
Not even
Not
three
even
episodes.
three
He went
episodes.
upstairs with a basketball and never came down.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such
That
a rare
was it.
freaking thing, though, for a show to do. Just like write him on, and not even
Because
like,
he was a
have
shitty
story
character.
for
They
him
just
or anything.
They just
It's
got rid of
because
him.
Henry Winkler gave him directions to the studio.
He kept showing up across the street at the unemployment office.
He showed up on the Love Boat.
Oh my God, dude!
You don't remember
what the
Chuck
fuck?
Stubing?
Oh shit.
Jesus.
Chuck Stubing.
But we.
So-
all right.
No,
Go ahead. I'm sorry,
No,
Dave.
no. I was just gonna say we've talked about we've got a couple celebrities that we've talked about. We've kind of put them in the good celebrity column.
Yeah.
Trebek, Winkler, guys that have kind of they've been celebrities without having to go out of their way to tell people that they're celebrities or doing ridiculous shit. Right? You don't hear about Henry Winkler. You don't hear about Trebek unless they want you to hear about him.
Yes. Yes.
Right. And that brings us to kind of the guy that we've lambasted for almost 2.5 weeks at this point. is Luke Perry. We've been trashing the guy, but he wasn't a bad guy.
No,
he
no.
falls in this column that we've set up.
He-
of
I don't know
celeb-
enough about him
But
in general to fucking.
That's kind of the
say.
point, though, right? He's a
Right.
celebrity that you don't know enough about. You've never heard bad press about.
No,
I
you've
guess.
never heard bad. He's never had bad press. I mean, you never heard about him like beating up his wife, or well, I don't even think he was married, but whatever.
No, he was
Or
married
his
a couple of
husband-
times,
was-
and he had some famous wives. I think he was
Yeah.
with Minnie Driver for a while.
for a
Yeah.
long time. No,
like,
but
You
but
can't
I mean,
handle that face
he
for
wasn't.
so long.
oh,
He
gosh,
wasn't.
That's a
Yeah,
lot
right.
of face.
Oh my
That's a
god.
lot of face.
Mini driver right off the fucking edge of a cliff.
Many dragon.
Yeah. But
I'm fucking really surprised that nobody fucking cast him in a role as James Dean.
which amazingly,
Well, that's out
he
out the
was,
window now.
That's who he was on 90210.
That's who he was
Yeah,
on
basically,
90210.
yeah, right.
And it was, but they all were though. That was all of a sudden everybody had that 50s look. All of a sudden, what's 90210? I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, with the hair gel.
Yeah,
That was a
everybody's
big
got the
thing,
pompadours and the fucking.
All except for what's his name, Sharknado boy,
Yeah,
because he couldn't do
Steve.
anything with that.
Yeah, no one likes a ginger.
Well,
Doesn't
he
matter
would-
what decade.
yeah. you got a red fro. You're out.
Make him a wrestler. Give him cauliflower ear. Fuck him.
90210. Oh, here he
I
comes
am
again.
hearing my former friend and hero
Yeah.
was the Ralph Malph of 90210.
Oh my God, he was.
I'm just not letting Winkler go, man. I'm not doing that.
You need someone to be the backdrop to make these other guys look better.
Yeah.
And he was also 41 when he started filming it. I think he's 78 now. Looks phenomenal.
Yep.
Looks phenomenal. But I think Luke Perry on that show, he had to be the bad boy.
Yeah.
They
He
needed
had
a
that-
counterpoint. They were supposed to actually kill his character at the end of the season. He was supposed to be like the emotional weight.
driving in his
of the show.
Porsche and fucking crashing.
Well,
on
do
the
you,
street
I don't know if
somewhere.
you watched or not, but there was this at the end of the first season. They had a suicide. A kid was playing with his dad's gun and he shot himself.
I never watched it.
Yeah, see, I
didn't either. I don't
watched
think
it
I've ever
because
seen it.
age-wise, it lined up with my age. You know, it was
Yeah.
something that I was interested in.
Whatever, if that's what you want to fucking go with.
No, I never watched it because
No,
it
I
was just,
never-
at that point.
was older, too.
I was, yeah, exactly. I was a little bit. I mean,
It
not
wasn't a
mu- I
good
wasn't.
show.
I wasn't much older, but at that point, it's on whatever night it was on.
Well, it was
I'm
back to
driving
back.
around in the car with my friends.
It was back to
You know?
back with another.
With with the spin-off,
Melrose,
Melrose,
that's it.
yeah.
That's the show that started that kind of whole genre of TV shows, like that popular pretty kids. You know what I mean?
It was
Yeah.
a teen soap opera thing. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, they had already done that before, but this was the first one that really like embraced the nation. And I admit it, I watched it with all my college friends. We'd all gather around fucking 13-inch fucking tube televisions and watch this shit.
Well, that's
in
what they were. It was
1994.
basically a bunch of fucking
It's what
high
we
school,
did.
college.
We all identified with somebody on the show. I mean, it's no
Yeah.
different than anybody reading Tiger Beat or any of those fucking
No,
magazines.
no, there's
Everybody
no-
goes through that
I'm not saying it
experimental
was-
phase in
I'm
their
not saying it
life.
was a bad show. I'm just saying I didn't watch it.
But,
you know what I mean?
But he came across a little fucking caricaturish, and you felt like he was going to die. And then he took off as such a sex symbol that he became like the face of
They
the
had to
show.
keep
Yeah,
him
we
on,
got to keep
yeah.
him alive.
But it turns out he's a decent actor. He's done some interesting. He was on Oz,
Yeah,
and he was
Yeah.
good on Oz.
he was the preacher on
He
Oz.
played the
Yep.
minister. Yeah,
He got bricked into a wall
Well,
on Oz.
he's
and then
he
blown
was-
up.
He's currently on. He was currently on. What do you call it?
Riverdale.
Riverdale,
Which
He
is
plays
another
Archie's
take on,
father.
but was a take on 90210.
Yeah.
They basically did Archie Andrews 90210.
Yeah,
And that's what
which
the show
Archie was that just
Wow, it was
in the
clean.
50s. You know what I mean? You know.
I like what they did with him. I give the guy a lot of credit. He branched out to a certain extent. But what I
Tried.
mentioned earlier, and this is what annoys me, why all of a sudden is he a thespian?
Yeah.
Why is he just not a character actor that had some good breaks in his life? But he also had like a 20-year gap.
Yeah.
Where he wasn't doing anything.
Yep.
So don't talk to me about what a brilliant artist he was, because then you would have put him in your fucking movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of what we've heard lately, people coming out like with all these tributes online, this and that. I think there's more self-motivation there than anything else. They're doing it because they feel like fans of Luke Perry and 90210 want to see the old gang get back together,
Yeah.
and rally around somebody.
And not only that,
you know,
they just announced the reboot. What better way to? And I'm not saying that's
I've
why
got a
they're
great way
doing
to
it.
promote the show,
Yeah, I'm not saying that's why they're doing it,
but
but it does kind of help
Are you
bring
telling
all
me-
those people back into the spotlight.
of course it does.
They just got their pilot written.
Yeah,
yeah,
Okay, because they're all going to come back in town to find out that our beloved Dylan McKay is no longer with us.
Yeah.
You don't think for a minute that they're not rewriting the first 6 episodes of that show?
of course.
They're all going to
Oh,
be back.
absolutely.
You're seeing social media posts from Shannon Doherty, from Jason Priestley.
Speaking
from
of
all the actors that-
Shannon Doherty looked like she had a stroke back when the show started, she got that crooked eye. You ever notice that? So you got that one eye that's lower than the other.
I love it when she was leaving the show and they sent her to Minnesota, back home. She wanted to go to the University of Minnesota in the storyline.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's because you're not pretty enough to be here.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You're not pretty for Hollywood.
So you guys think there's gonna be it's gonna be a funeral episode? Maybe the first episode.
Maybe it is.
I think now it is.
Maybe it brings them all back
They all
to
come
the
home.
hills.
What other reason would they have to all come back together? Because they actually already rebooted 90210 a decade ago.
Yeah, but it was different actors.
But
it was
they
just,
also had the classic actors in background roles.
Oh,
so
really?
they were all there. So there's a level of continuity that they still have to maintain from
shit.
that. But you bring them all back again, there's got to be something to it. Why not killing our own James Dean?
yeah.
Why don't we get into a celebrity that isn't likable, that isn't redeemable, and that it seems like things are going so bad? Today, there was a headline. We put this in the outline 3 days ago. But today, we're talking about Michael fucking Jackson.
Yeah.
And today, Corey Feldman finally came out and spoke publicly. He goes, I can't defend him anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah, he went for it. And actually, Craig, it's been a year.
Yeah. It's going to happen.
Can we all pause and play that music one more time?
It's going to, yeah.
Definitely.
What have you got to lose? We got nothing to lose, so baby, let's go for it. Come on, let's go for it. We got nothing to lose, so baby, let's go for it. Come on, let's go for it.
Yes, Corey Feldman came today and he said, you know what, guys, the evidence is kind of stacked against him. I'm going to stop living in denial and I'm going to start getting ahead of all these repressed feelings I've had since he touched my prepubescent balls. Michael Jackson is a fucking pedophile. Finding Neverland is just about destroyed the Jackson estate.
Yeah.
Whatever was left, and I couldn't be happier.
It's about time.
Him. Fuck
It's
him.
about time. And it was
Oh,
funny.
come on, guys. He's dead.
Good.
Good.
Actually, I wish he was alive so he could be executed. Fuck
Yeah.
him.
No,
I wish he could just die again.
Yeah, no
Just
doubt.
'cause it's
keep
fun.
dying.
I mean, but like, it's funny that you said that about Corey Feldman because I actually thought about that and I said, I wonder how
bet
much
you
Corey
did.
Feldman was actually paid to keep quiet.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Corey Feldman has managed to stay in Hollywood despite not making any movies or
Well,
TV in 25
That's
years.
what I'm saying. The residuals from the fucking Goonies is not supporting him to live in Hollywood still and go on fucking tour with this crappy band.
That's what he said, actually, when Michael Jackson was holding him down with a face full of pillow. Hey, you guys!
Yeah, but all the other kids were passed out on Jesus juice. They couldn't do jack shit.
The reason they called him Mouth in that movie.
Yeah, it's so sad, man. I fucking loved Michael Jackson growing up. Loved his music. Fucking, it was cool.
Well,
you know.
that's-
Then
yeah,
you
I
learn
mean
he
that's
likes
different.
kids.
You're growing up listening to somebody, and then you find out that he was an absolute fucking
douchebag.
horrible fucking monster.
Wicked bad.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
people
fuck him.
People have a hard time rationalizing. He could make music that a lot of people loved, and be this calculating, disgusting, predatory pedophile at the same time.
Yeah.
He used all his money and power towards that end.
Right, exactly.
Fuck
That's
yeah.
the worst part.
So he definitely upped the ante on pedophiles.
He did.
Because he was like, typically it was like, hey, you want some candy? And
No,
he was
and
like, hey, you
and
want to
this-
fucking go on a roller coaster, play with the monkey, and have some booze?
Well, in this case,
All of it in my backyard.
yeah, all of it's radio.
in this case, it's hey, I'll pay you $1 million if I could play with your child for a day. That's basically what went on.
Yeah.
Well, I think he went in reverse, though. He played with the child and then paid them $1 million
Yeah.
to not sue him.
And
You
then
want to
after
know where
a while,
the,
he probably did do it the
the
other
man
way.
was so
Who
in
knows?
debt. I actually watched a documentary on him before it was completely evident that he was a fucking
Yeah.
perv. And the guy was going to like flea markets with his handlers and his crew, and the camera crew followed him, and he would just walk into like a random place that made like those fucking clocks on like varnished wood.
Yeah.
You know, that had like Jesus quotes
Yeah,
on
yeah.
it and all that.
Yeah.
And he would sit there, I want that, and I want that, and I want that. And he would run up like an $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 tab at every booth in the flea market, and because he was Michael Jackson, he got this shit. The man was so in debt when he died, he took the easy way out.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, that him and his fucking gray skin, I give a shit
Piece of
about
crap.
him. I think he's an
landsliding
absolutely
face.
horrendous human being.
Yeah.
Okay, he's the reason Emmanuel Lewis didn't grow.
It was a fucking. He must have paid tons of money to keep him tiny. That's like some lab experiment.
No shit. Michael Jackson in the future. Just growing clones so he can molest them.
No, it's funny.
Michael Jackson, 2055.
Yeah.
I just love that game. He's like, call me ma'am, call me George. It doesn't matter.
He fucking was taking that. What was the drug that killed him? That he was taking to go to sleep at night.
Propanol?
Yeah. Oh, it was something like that. It was some fucking drug that they give you when you're having surgery.
Yeah, Mike just pulled it out of his medicine cabinet in the back.
Yeah, it's right here. You guys
The
want
only
some?
reason I'm thinking why he couldn't sleep was because he had a mirror in his house. Fucking the original Momo. Fucking.
My God, man. You guys see the last?
Horrendous looking at the end.
You guys see the last picture of him that was taken? It was
When they were
fucking-
wheeling him out on that fucking gurney.
No, I don't mean the very last picture. I mean when he was alive. He actually looked better after he was
He
dead.
already started rotting before he died.
He was rotting.
He was
rotting for years.
rotting.
What's crazy is that all the nose that he used to have ended up in Artie Lang's.
Oh my God. Poor Artie.
Oh my God, we fall. Fucking Michael Jackson.
Didn't they have to bring in like a local art teacher to prep his body for his funeral to move all that wax and clay around to get him?
You got him on one of those wheels. It's like fucking.
Quick, throw him in the kiln. We got a viewing in an hour. New phrase is burning the midnight Jackson.
I'm just trying to imagine a dead Patrick Swayze molding a dead Michael Jackson. While the Righteous Brothers play in the background.
I've got this image of fucking Geppetto whittling a Michael Jackson in his shop.
I'm a real live boy. Time to get touched.
Time to get touched.
Oh, I dropped it. Just pinch the nose a little
They
bit.
put him on upside down. It's not his nose that grew.
If that's the case, very ambitious. Very ambitious.
Henry Winkler made it.
But he made it backwards.
Nopocchio. Like,
He even got the tone of voice backwards. It wasn't A. It was A.
Wait, this thing was supposed to be black? Oh, shit.
oh my God.
What are we going to name this episode?
We'll find out at the end.
Nopocchio.
Nopocchio.
It's like,
That's it.
we can call him Nopocchio.
Oh my God, Nopocchio.
Nopocchio.
It's the greatest thing we've ever come up with. Oh my God! I'm not saying another word tonight.
Did
Let's
like
just end
any
this
of us?
episode.
Nopocchio.
Did any of us not write that he was a disgusting piece of shit under the fucking thing?
Oh, yeah. No, the guy was completely fucking gross, man.
Nopocchio.
Oh my God, that's the greatest.
But fucking, I mean, this
Exactly,
is a guy
but fucking.
But
This is the most unlistenable episode that I'm going to listen to 100 times. Oh my God. Craig, you don't even edit that. Just let it play. This is what happened, folks. Mike has the best line ever, by the way, in the outline. Mike, read that first line on your thing.
Yeah, we touched a little on Fantasy Island. Imagine MJ's.
Well, didn't he build it? He called it Neverland.
Yeah, exactly.
Neverland
That's
Ranch.
basically
I
what
mean,
it
that was it. If you had,
pretty much what it was.
If I'm rich, and I've got 2 acres in the Hollywood Hills,
13.
13, yeah.
well, whatever,
It was
it is.
massive.
But let's just say I'm his neighbor and I've only got 2. All right. And I'm just hanging there in my mini mansion while his mega mansion's being built next door. And all of a sudden, I see carnies come in building roller coasters.
Yeah.
And then there's animals just patrolling the property. And then children coming in and not always leaving at an expected rate. At what point did the neighbors go, wait a minute, neighborhood watch? I'm going to keep an eye on this. And nobody ever did.
No.
The man spent his fortune in legal fees and PR people. Elizabeth Taylor, as it turns out, is actually behind it. She had a PR person help her when she was divorcing Richard Burton.
Yep.
And at that time, her demanding the divorce was considered no-go in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And so that was a big deal for her reputation. So she worked with Mike. And you remember,
Them
were
two,
best
they were
friends.
huge
Yeah,
friends,
they were-
man.
yeah.
And so she basically helped him hide his pedophilia. She's as much a guilty party in
Yeah.
her old, dusty, rotted bones
She did.
as he was. She's long dead, dude. Really. Seriously.
I'm kidding.
Even your newscaster,
joke,
20
man.
years old.
Yeah.
It was a joke, man.
Do not watch retro news.
But he was
the good old days.
the biggest thing was even after the accusations in the beginning, people were still dropping their kids off over there. Like, go
Letting them
ahead.
just sleep over in his room with him.
Well,
Yeah.
think about it. How hard would you think it was for those parents to actually think that something was happening like that?
Not hard at all. What they were thinking
not
was,
hard at all.
I'm gonna let him fuck my kid, and then I'm gonna
Yeah,
fucking
of course
have
they
him
were.
give me a few million in hush money.
Of course.
So
they
they're
were.
just as guilty.
Yeah,
if you ask
guaranteed.
me,
worse. If you ask
they're
me.
worse. They're worse.
That's worse.
I
They're
don't care
worse.
who it is. My kid is not spending the night with an adult anywhere.
No, there goes the
No,
fucking-
give a shit.
there goes the
Yeah.
sleepover at Dave's.
No.
I don't care. I don't care
Unless
who
it's
the
an
fuck you are.
unless
know.
it's an absolute family member.
Even
Even
then.
then,
You know
man.
what I mean?
Then.
Well,
They're not sleeping in the same bed as
no,
an adult.
that's
unless
what I mean. The
yeah.
same bed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's totally different.
Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
There was
No, I-
93 rooms in his mansion. And he still felt the need to build a secret closet.
Yeah.
Okay, how is that not an automatic, well, go to jail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the cops were paid off as badly as everybody else.
Yeah.
I am nauseous about the fact that I ever listened to this man's music.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
he had that one song Ben, and I didn't realize the follow-up song was called Dover Little Boy.
PYT, pretty young thing. You think he obviously wasn't singing about a girl?
And of course, just beat it.
Yeah.
He even admitted it. I'm bad.
I was just gonna say that.
You can fucking.
I have stolen a joke from everybody at this
Yeah,
table.
each
I
one of
was
us.
just gonna say he
So good.
even fucking came out. and
I'm gonna go
admitted
take a leak. Steal mine.
it. Yeah.
Wow.
How
Brad's
can
going
we?
to take a piss. That should bring us right to our next story.
Yeah.
Nice kid. Good one. That's fucking great.
So let's scroll down to R. Kelly.
Yeah. That's right.
Not still in the news. Back in the news with a new
Back in
accusation.
another fucking scumbag monster.
Yep. Another one.
Another one.
He's not just into kinky shit. He picks and preys on young girls.
Yeah.
Period.
Yep.
So
Period.
the latest accusation is that he raped a 13-year-old girl, and the evidence is that he gave her a sexually transmitted disease.
Yeah. Yeah. You gave her herpes, right? Or
Right. So
something.
something that that's transmittable.
Yes.
Yeah, herpes. So, it's at some point, if there's enough smoke, there's fire.
Of course, man.
Yeah, and
Guaranteed with
the
him.
smoke has been around for years.
It has. And
That's the
it's
thing.
all come to a head recently.
From him pissing on all those fires. That's where
Yeah.
the smoke's coming from. Fucking. No, I saw an interview with him a couple days ago about all this shit. He looked so fucking guilty. I mean, he was jumping out of his seat, screaming, crying, fucking yelling at
'Cause he knows he's
He
done.
knows he's guilty.
Yeah.
And he's done.
He knows he's done.
It's like, what the man, come on.
Yeah.
There's just too much. People are turning their backs on him. People are walking away. And, he was luring these girls in like, oh, you're talented. Let me hook you up and stay in the studio. And then you're not leaving the studio and not letting them call their parents. But the worst part is, but again, just like with Michael Jackson, those stories were getting out, and people were still letting their kids in.
This is a 20-year-old story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it started with Aaliyah in the early 90s.
Yes. Yeah.
No, that was it.
Oh, that was it. I'm sorry. We were all shocked. Brad made one statement and then was silent. That never happens.
By the way, I'm still mad at your kids for saying that.
I just can't wait to see him in prison, and I hope someone pisses on him.
Oh, he's gonna get pissed on like a fuck.
Wait, we're talking about R. Kelly here, right? Not me.
Yeah.
Or our kids.
Yeah.
That's part I just said.
Christ, you guys are fucked.
Too
up.
much? Too much?
Fucking R. Kelly, though. What a fucking dirtbag.
His outburst with that reporter. What was her name? We were having this debate.
Yeah, was it Robin Roberts or Gail King?
Gail King.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Gail
Mike
King.
saw it. So his outburst is probably what happened inside of Cosby's head when Hannibal Buress started calling him a rapist in his shows.
Right? Yeah.
Except he just didn't do it out loud.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yep.
Shit. I mean, he was actually talking to the camera during the interview, and she actually had to correct him and said, "Look, I need to have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
That's what you signed up for.
Yeah.
Talk to me and get to the bottom of this. If you're innocent, tell me why you're innocent." And all he did was look at the camera,
Ramble.
looking around. He's looking over his shoulder. There was never a better portrayal of a guilty man.
Yeah.
Okay, but this guy thought he was getting away with it.
He was for
These
a while.
R. Kelly
was for
jokes
a
are
long time.
20 fucking years old.
Yeah, it's
not a
terrible,
young man.
man.
And out of nowhere, you're sleeping at night and you're thinking, "Oh my God, it's finally behind me." And then out of nowhere, the internet happens, and it's right back in the news.
Right back, and now he's gonna go to jail. And, and that's it. I mean, bottom line, there's just too much evidence against him.
He is definitely gonna get pissed on so
And-
much in jail.
That would be
my
like
God.
night one.
You know it. Night one, somebody's gonna be like, "Hold that motherfucker down." Oh, you R. Kelly? You R. Kelly? Sit down, bitch.
I got some toilet wine for you.
Yeah, I got some toilet wine for you that I already drank.
It's on his second fermentation.
Toilet wine. Mike did 8 hours in jail. He was already drinking out of a chrome toilet.
Mike, didn't you say he's broke too? Weren't we talking about this earlier today?
Well, of course he is, because he's been just hemorrhaging money to legal fees, lawyers, PR people, all this stuff to try to get himself out of the families.
All
Yeah.
that fucking money just pissed all away.
No,
Just
granted,
totally pissed it
he's
away.
got 300. Pissed it away. You son of a bitch.
Stupid. No, he was like 330 grand in the fucking hole or some
No, he's got that
what was it?
left.
Oh, that's
No,
what he had
yeah.
left.
But I'd say at the height of his popularity is probably worth about $25-30 million on average.
Yeah.
And I mean, his music's made hundreds of millions of dollars.
easily.
But let's figure he lived a life.
Yeah.
Okay, let's assume that not
He-
that long ago he had $25-30 million.
He could have moved on to be a producer. He could have been like a Sean
Oh,
Combs.
he produced all right.
You know, no, but I mean, he was so at such a level of popularity, and people thought that he was so musically talented that he could have been a Sean Combs or someone like that. Like he could have taken people, like,
Yeah,
and
they-
found
He did.
people and created
Yeah,
people.
they believed he could fly.
But he found out you can't fly with wet wings.
Oh shit!
We all live in a yellow sun. Yellow sun.
Oh my god! But yeah, fucking what a loser. Fuck him.
Fuck him.
We should
Fuck
just call
him.
this episode
And
"The
you know what's funny?
Pedophiles."
No, it sucks.
What the fuck?
No, it sucks.
Jesus Christ.
is
We'll get the
why does-
entirely wrong audience for that.
Yeah, I know.
No, it sucks is why does somebody like Luke Perry have a stroke
And not this guy.
and not this motherfucker?
Oh, he's gonna
You
get
know,
a
what
stroke.
you know what I mean? Yeah, he's gonna get a
He's gonna
stroke.
get a punch in
right?
the back end.
Yeah. No, but I was saying, but like same thing with like why Alex Trebek's got stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Why not this motherfucker? Because he deserves it.
You know
Yeah.
what would really
You
fucking
know?
be the worst? If we find out next week that Alex Trebek is a pedophile. Then forget it. Yeah, and
I had the same thought. It's like nobody ever thought to dig in because he wasn't like that A-level Hollywood celebrity. He was
I'm sure he's
game
been,
show guy.
I'm sure people have dug in.
And plus the digging is going a lot deeper nowadays now that they know all this shit's going on with him. But
you
know
know,
how it
I mean,
goes.
could you imagine? It turns out that our game show hero
is a fucking file.
he's been fucking Henry Winkler the whole time. Yeah. Henry Winkler is spelling things wrong and Trebek's correcting him the whole time.
Oh my god! What a great fucking
Henry
parody.
Winkler came up with the concept of Jeopardy. That's why you fucking give him the answer first.
Winkler kept yelling, cuff me, and Trebek didn't know what to do. They were on the nice list.
We are the worst people ever. All right, let's make fun of somebody who deserves it again.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody I've mentioned actually in an intro. Somebody I had mentioned
right.
actually taking a long, hard sip of. Ariana Grande.
Yeah, right?
Ariana Grande, after breaking up with the pillar of stability known as Pete Davidson, she got decided that she wasn't going to focus on her love life and her relationships anymore. She's going to focus on her singing career. And so all of her Instagram posts of late have been all about things.
Yeah.
And not like heavy material things. She apparently has a new love, and that is the Starbucks Cloud Macchiato.
Which is way better looking than Pete Davidson.
And as a diabetic, also better looking than Ariana Grande.
I have to admit, guys, I have no idea who she is. I have
Really?
no idea who that Davidson guy is, but he probably is fucking better looking than her.
How do you not know who these two people are?
I'm sorry.
In Mike's world, they haven't been born yet.
That's
I
what it
always
is.
thought Ariana Grande was the number 3 on Taco Bell fucking menu. That's what I fucking thought it was. I don't know.
Oh my God, even your combos
No,
are 20
she-
years old. Stay tuned for Mountain Dew Code Red.
She can fucking sing.
She's a talented kid.
She's a talented kid. She can fucking sing.
She's still a prissy twat, though.
Yeah, she is.
Fuck that cross-eyed, ponytailed, no talent bitch.
But how does
Fuck her.
someone like her
sounds hot. I gotta
with
check
such
her out,
extreme
man.
talent, right? How does someone like her? She's very talented.
can
She
sing.
can fucking sing
Let's
like a
let's
bastard.
agree she can sing. I
And-
won't go to very talented.
And no, she is. She's.
She was at Aretha's funeral.
Yeah.
She was the one that Clinton
Yeah.
was staring up in that meme.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
He banged the Plan Z.
yeah.
If Clinton's taste in women is the barometer for hot, I'm out of the show.
Yeah.
No doubt. Man, I'm out too.
But I mean, she of all the people in the world. Now I know Pete Davidson. He's not. He's only as famous as he is right now is due to dating Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
So he was on Saturday Night Live, which Saturday Night Live is just falling off. I mean, Saturday Night Live is filler
But
television.
he's a funny dude.
Oh, that
No,
dude.
he is funny.
funny now. I know
He's
what you're
funny
talking
as a bastard.
He's famous now for getting tattoos of all the women he's made. He's dating Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah, he's
Can
now
you imagine
dating Be-
rebounding
Now,
from
how-
Ariana Grande
Yeah,
to Kate Beckinsale.
He's hideous
It's a
looking.
joke.
Yeah,
There's
she-
got to be some kind of joke
Kate
involved there.
Beckinsale's off my list now.
He is hideous looking. He's an ugly motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right? No, he's funny as a bastard. And actually, I've seen him on the Comedy Central roast. He's fucking hilarious.
Yes.
The guy is funny.
Comedy goes
and
a
he's
long way,
probably
man.
he's probably the best thing on Saturday Night Live. He's
Not
probably
saying much, but
yeah,
yeah,
and
I'm
not
with
saying
you.
much, but he's probably the one thing still holding that show together.
He's number
You
one
know?
on my death list, by the way.
Yeah, yes,
I drafted him in the
you
first
did.
round.
No, and I was pissed.
Really?
No,
Did you?
I was pissed because he was my
Wishful
third
thinking.
round pick.
Wow.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here.
Oh yeah.
You got to trade up.
Yeah, he was my third round pick, and I was upset about that. But Good, because he's one of those people. He's very depressed. He's very, and I mean, I don't want him to off himself.
He's got a sad story. His dad was a fireman and
died in 9/11.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I mean, I don't want him to off himself, especially now that Brad has him as his friend.
Pete, all I'm saying is, you know what? Go with God.
No, yeah, he's on track to be the Chester Bennington of Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
He's on a mediocre show. He's
Yeah,
maybe
but
the
he's
best
netting
talent on
me
that
like-
mediocre show. And
He would net me like 20 more points.
That's
I wouldn't even call that show.
instantaneous win.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
an instantaneous
Wrap
win.
up 2019, folks.
Yep.
I wouldn't even call Saturday Night Live mediocre anymore. It's fucking horrible.
It's filler. It's filler. It's filler for a late Saturday night before they play the American flag. I can throw it on there. It's not what it was.
But getting back to the point, I think the point of the show is why celebrities feel the need to blow up themselves. We've talked about celebrities ad nauseum on this show.
Yeah.
But the reason we keep bringing it up and keep making it a topic is because they keep doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
Ariana Grande has been most famous for breaking a guy's heart and his spirit,
Yeah.
okay, repeatedly. And her relationships, if you listen to her songs,
She's like
got
Taylor
a-
Swift.
Yeah, she got bad track record. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's you.
Maybe it's you. Yeah.
So when she comes out and we're all paying attention to the fact that she likes a Starbucks coffee and it gets 10 to 15,000 likes and a billion shares, if I wake up in the morning and say, oh my God, Ariana Grande got a cloud macchiato and I feel the need to put this out to my network, there's a bigger problem here.
Yeah.
And that is the emptiness of the rest of our lives that we keep blowing sunshine up the collective asses of Hollywood.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at. And this is kind of where we wanted to direct this episode. Dave has been on the show a short time, but if we know anything about him, he's kind of a no bullshit personality.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's kind of why.
That's why he's here.
Well, yeah.
I hate these people.
Exactly.
They should be no more important than anyone else.
And they're not. But they're not.
But they
But-
are
but
in
they
a social
are.
context.
Yeah. In a social context, they are, but they're not. They're
They're
no.
presented as these folks that are elevated above the rest of us.
And that's
peons.
that's why we
aggravates
gave
me to no end.
credit to people like Alex Trebek tonight,
Yeah.
who said, just like 50,000 other Americans this year, I was diagnosed with stage 4.
And he acted like
did-
most people would. Like, I'm going to beat this, knowing full well
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
probably not.
So
Probably not,
who would
but-
think that Alex Trebek would be the odd man out?
Well, I think it's
Everyone
funny
else
that
we talked about are complete and total douchebags.
He mentioned 50,000 Americans that are going to die from this. You know how many Canadians are going to die from this? 9.
Yeah.
Okay, it's because they all got socialized medicine up there.
It is insane. The celebrity news will overshadow so much important shit.
Yep.
You
Well,
know,
that's-
and that's the thing.
That's the question I wanted to ask. And yes, I interrupted. Tell your kids.
I don't have to tell them; they know.
Okay. But the question is, are we blaming the celebrities for being self-important, or are we
No.
blaming ourselves for making them that way?
No,
No.
it's us.
Oh, we'll
Because-
never blame ourselves for doing it, but it is.
No,
our
it
fault.
is us, because that's the thing. Self promotion. That's how you become famous. It's self promotion.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You have to, and if you want to be in the limelight, if you want to be a famous person, you have to self promote. Dane Cook did it best. Robbed other people's jokes, self promoted.
Yep.
Best self promoter ever. He just went
Simmons.
around to colleges because he was college age, and he was just robbing people's jokes and doing his zany fucking act on the stage, and people loved him. And then he became this huge.
He was that
fucking
guy at the
person.
keg party that, when you're buzzed, is funny as hell because he's doing stupid shit and saying ridiculous things.
Yes.
Yeah, he was that guy.
And that's
Yeah.
but you know
all
what?
that guy.
I don't blame him for that. Is he an asshole? Yeah. Did he rob people's jokes? Yeah, and that sucks. But is he Dane Cook? Yeah.
He made
Yeah.
money.
And as much as you might not like him, you say Dane Cook, everybody knows who he is.
Well, no,
You
Dane
know?
Cook's becoming an R. Kelly. He's dating a girl who turned 18 like minutes ago.
Really?
Yeah. That's his
Really?
new thing. He's in the news because he's dating a girl like he waited her out, which makes people wonder now, how long did he know her?
Yeah.
And how
Kinda
long,
like-
how
like,
long did he know her biblically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like James Franco's pulled a couple of those too.
Yeah, well, he's a
Yeah,
fucking
but James
freak, too.
Franco is James Franco, man.
Yeah, you could
he's
go
pulled a
into
couple
who
of
else?
those too.
Wilmer Valderrama is another one.
Yep.
But, we could go on and on. Part of this is, she's back to Ariana Grande. Taco Bell number 6.
I was just gonna say, man. Oh,
Right back to
tacos
number
sound good
6.
right
How
now.
much of this was a commercial for Starbucks, though?
Yeah.
I was thinking more of a commercial.
Starbucks could have been like, hey, tweet
Yeah, no
this.
doubt.
If you're Starbucks, do you want a girl who's knowingly?
Yes.
No.
Ariana Grande, she is, because to people like us,
an action queen
she's
now.
Ariana Grande, whatever. Yeah, she's famous.
Ah.
But you don't think that every fucking 16-year-old girl right now is like, I want a fucking macchiato
guaranteed.
from Starbucks.
Yeah, and with that message is also, oh, by the way, take an unstable guy and make him more unstable.
Yeah,
'Cause that's what she's in the news for
Hey,
right now.
yeah.
don't
she's
knock
basically
that.
a black widow.
Starbucks. They
Yeah.
should just friggin' attach a condom to each one of those fucking coffees they
No,
sell.
but I mean, listen, good, in that respect, good for them. Hey, go out and date a guy that looks like the bottom of the ashtray sitting in front of Mike and Craig right now.
Right? Exactly.
It's okay. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. And that, I mean,
I tried. I couldn't keep it together. He's a douchebag too.
yeah, right?
Do you know what's crazy? He looks like a duck-billed platypus. Shout out to Manny.
Why does he fly?
Oh, I got so
Pete
many
Davidson
jokes
just
that I'm
flew to
keeping
town, and
myself
boy, his
on that one.
flipper's tired.
He might fly from the top of the Empire State Building right to
From the top of 30 Rock.
Bumbles bounce. No, that's terrible. That's horrible. Pete, don't do it.
No, we shouldn't make fun of people for their mental state.
Nah,
Let's make fun
'cause-
of their skin color.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's drink to
necessarily
that.
make
Cue
fun
Will
of-
Smith.
Well, we're not making fun of his skin color.
We're making fun of the people.
We're making judgment calls about whether or not your skin color is appropriate to play a fictional role.
Yes. Well, it's not a fictional role. It's a biopic.
All right, big deal.
But still,
Wow, did you say biopic?
yeah, yeah.
I think it's
biography.
biopic.
Biopic?
Biopic.
No.
Yeah, it's biopic. Not a biopic.
A biopic would be a show about plants.
No, it's a biography. Mm-hmm. Film. It's a picture show.
Well, that would
That's
be a
the way I always
biofilm.
looked at- That's the way I always looked at it. Biopic.
Biopic.
Like a biofilm.
Leguizamo.
Leguizamo. All right.
We got it though.
Hey,
got
we
it,
need to
got
wrap
it.
the show up. Craig has to go install some carpet tomorrow.
With his partner,
All right, no,
Adam.
I never knew that though. I always read it as a biopic, like a, you know what I mean, like a picture,
And no, he's after
a
that.
biography. That's the way I look. I'm sorry.
Some plush carpet.
No,
Yeah.
okay.
But anyway, Will Smith.
How much carpet per day can you put down?
Will Smith is taking flack for being too light-skinned to play
A black guy.
a black guy.
Yeah.
It's so fucked up.
And he's
man.
and the worst part about it is this was my biggest problem with this whole thing.
You don't know how to
is why
pronounce
the
words.
fuck are they making a movie about the Williams sisters?
Because they're tremendous athletes.
No,
And
they
I
are.
don't mean physically.
No.
Well, they are, but
No, they're incredible athletes.
They are.
they're
But
amazing athletes. I don't want to call it a rags to riches story, but everybody likes an underdog. Okay, how many black women? I don't know how much tennis you
well, if
watched
that's the
growing up.
case, let's make a fucking Tiger Woods movie because goddamn, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
if
no
he wasn't
shit.
out fucking
Yeah.
the
Talk about
entire
twists and
neighborhood, they
turns.
would have.
Well, that's what I mean. It would be great. It'd be epic. It'd be fucking watch him come from rags to riches to banging whores, getting beat up with a golf club in his driveway.
Thank you, Mike.
You
didn't hear that
rags
as you
to
were saying it?
bitches.
Rags to riches.
Banging bitches.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Perfect.
Nice.
Perfect.
I was just
But-
thinking it would be like, like Black Golf Caligula. No, honestly, if he had a better PR story, he would have gotten his movie already.
Yes.
The
Agreed.
Williams sisters, the fact that both of them are amazing.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
true.
and the fact that Venus was actually the hot shot in the beginning.
on.
She's the older one.
yeah.
Okay, and they were like, Venus Williams is the future of tennis. And then, wait a minute, who's
Her
this?
sister
Oh, your
freaking
little
kicked her
sister's
ass.
even fucking
yeah,
better.
Serena's even better.
Her
Yeah.
sister beat
And
her
they're-
a few
they're-
times.
With their fucking tennis racket, the noises they
And
make.
they will end you.
Yep.
Okay, they'll wrap those thighs around you and
Oh,
choke
and
you out.
fucking
Kill you.
awesome.
Ronda Rousey. They will end you.
Yes.
But it's a good movie to
Love
make.
a good fight.
Okay, Will Smith, though, the problem I have with this whole story is why is Will Smith always considered for these roles? Why
so
is it
hokey?
There are so many other actors.
Well,
out
that's
there.
the thing. That's what I was thinking too when this topic came up. Is it just because like are there no other black
No, who
actors
would have been
that can
perfect?
do that?
Because I don't want to say it looks like him, but Idris Elba.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
no
He
doubt.
doesn't look anything like the dad, though.
No, but I mean,
Will
I
Smith
think he
looks
would've
more
been-
like the dad than he does.
Does he? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
don't-
what, you put
Nah,
Idris
it's
Elba in that movie, my wife's going to see it 7 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twice alone.
And if you make Tom Hardy Serena Williams, she'll go see it forever.
Tom Hardy's badass.
No, but I mean, why? People right away. It's jumping on it. Hey, why'd you cast him as the dad? He's not dark skinned enough. Seriously, it's a movie for one thing. Fucking John Wayne played Indians.
John Wayne played Genghis Khan.
Yes, he did.
Yes.
He did. Oh my God, that was the
it
most
was a
ridiculous
simpler
thing.
time.
Yeah.
We have all these computer
just
graphics. You can't tone down Will Smith's skin if you want his acting prowess to play the Williams dad. Now, I will say this also.
Wait, they made him blue.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
They
know.
did.
They can't make him black?
Oh shit! I would think you just flip a switch, and it's like
I'll say this though, personality-wise, he doesn't match the Williams dad at
No.
all.
no way.
Well, no.
His persona that he projects doesn't. He's
No.
the nice guy. He's that
I'm
nice
s- yeah,
vanilla guy, so to speak.
Your dad's not a nice guy.
No,
But who
that's
knows?
exactly.
But who knows? Maybe he pulls it off and he's fucking fantastic at it. But the thing is you're gonna argue about the tone of his skin now. This is fucking ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Well, who complained? Was it critics? Was it movie aficionados?
no, it was fucking Twitter.
Wasn't that the word
Done.
used? His skin looked like it was stretched too far.
No,
That's
no,
what
they
they-
just said he was too light skinned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To portray the father. Now
Was it
your
C. Thomas
picture-
Howell that tweeted that?
Yeah.
Who we're still
You're-
going to get for an interview on this
You're,
show. By the way.
Guaranteed.
you're portraying an actor. I mean, you're portraying a person as an actor. It happens on stage in New York, on Broadway, everywhere. Not everybody. You don't have to look exactly like the person.
Wait
You-
a minute, time out.
No.
Lin-Michael Miranda, you're telling me he doesn't look just like Alexander Hamilton?
Yeah.
Stop it now.
Yeah. That's it.
When he
That's
was
what I
at his
mean.
summer home.
It's
Hold
not.
on, I need
It's
a
not
minute.
about that. And you know what? It's funny because all the people are complaining to all these people that are about art, and and keeping the art alive, and and being artsy, and you're taking a talented actor, obviously. I mean, well, I don't consider him an extremely talented actor.
He's not bad.
But he's not bad. He's done some really good stuff. And
There are other actors to consider.
there's other actors.
He was
consider.
great in a lot of movies.
Yes.
But Will Smith's also 50-something years old. Okay, and he's going to be portraying this man from his 30s up until now.
Yeah.
All the way through. I don't see him as a match physically.
I mean, I do
But
see.
at the same time, you're telling a story and using an actor to portray the story. His acting ability should be what carries it through, not the color of his skin, and not, does he look like the guy?
Yeah,
Is
right.
he aging
Who
well?
cares?
It doesn't matter because, granted, yeah, some sitcoms and shit have done it, but you go back, they do the time travel, go back to fucking school. He's got the long hair, and he's playing himself again,
yeah.
But I mean, it's about the acting, not about the color of his skin.
There's a lot of
Not
movies
about-
that have done that though. I mean, there's movies out there that like they'll have an actor that looks nothing like them.
Roots.
Or there's other movies that
Yeah.
look exactly
Roots.
like so it goes by, I guess, maybe by the
I mean,
the
obviously
cast.
they're not going to hire
No,
an
Roots
Asian guy
played-
to play this role.
right.
Yeah, Roots. He played Kunta Kinte from stage 1 to the end of the movie. Well, I think the last one they put in
Who
another
did?
actor.
Will?
No,
LeVar Burton.
LeVar Burton.
Yes.
No,
Reading
Will Smith played him at
Rainbow.
4.
yeah. No, but LeVar Burton played through that whole thing as Kunta Kinte. And did anybody complain? Oh, he's not old. It's been years. Why is he 8? No. It's acting. It's
All right, but in the prime of the movie, LeVar Burton matched Alex Haley's description of Kunta Kinte.
Well, yes.
To a T.
Yeah.
Like he was born to play that role.
Yeah.
And it's still the best thing he's ever done. Fuck you, Reading Rainbow, people.
Come on.
Yep.
You don't even read. Shut up. But I think the whole idea here isn't so much that is he qualified to play the role, is he black enough?
It's the criticism.
That's the criticism.
That's exactly what Craig
No,
was getting at,
it's
though.
different than when, was it a year ago, when Scarlett Johansson was cast in Ghost in a Shell to play
Yes.
a character that was written to be Asian.
Yes, good call.
Very different.
No, it's true. But then,
So Will Smith he's a, I can't get in trouble with this. He's a black actor who's been cast to play or portray a role of a black man.
yeah.
Period. This shouldn't be an issue.
Period.
Shouldn't be an
I
issue.
mean, one thing if it was
But
Jim Carrey, you know.
Although I would
and
definitely watch
I
that.
think Brad touched on is who are these critics? And you said it, Craig. It's Twitter.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is on Twitter?
Right.
Who cares about this?
It's
stuff?
a shame
people
people
that
are
don't
making
fucking
Ariana
matter.
Grande famous for
Yes.
drinking
Right.
fucking coffee.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People that don't
There was a
fucking
rhyme and
matter.
reason to
Exactly.
this.
I hope they get Martin to play fucking John McEnroe fucking next year.
Oh my God, that would be
I would see that movie now.
no doubt, man.
Martin Lawrence as John McEnroe.
Just smashes the tennis ball. Damn, Gino.
What do you mean that ball was out, motherfucker?
But I mean, I can't wait. Steve Gutenberg in the Barack Obama story.
I got
curly
actually,
hair. That one I can
if
see
any
a
white
little
guy
bit.
could play fucking Barack Obama, it would be Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum. Yes, definitely.
Just watching Barack come out of the fly chamber. Change!
But
Change!
But he got the same mannerisms.
I think retirement
big time.
age Jewish actor portraying a half black, half Hawaiian president. Perfect.
That's where we're
Everybody's
going.
happy.
Everybody's happy. No, but you know what's funny?
Just call the movie America.
These people that are complaining about Will Smith playing this woman are the same people.
Playing this woman?
I'm,
I was gonna say, well,
these,
definitely.
these people complaining about Will Smith playing this man are the same people that are complaining that a white man is still James Bond, and they want a black man to play James Bond. James Bond has been written as a white man when they first started. That's the character.
Do you have a white
He's-
Kunta Kinte? No, you don't.
No,
Because that's
it was
You're
written
right.
that way. And I'm not saying that a black man couldn't play James Bond. It could happen. We've talked about this before. And it could be that carryover that 007 is just a persona that gets carried throughout MI6.
I think that's a cool idea.
You know,
Instead of
that
firing
that
his
gets
gun
carried-
straight ahead, he
that-
does it sideways.
yeah,
like
that gets carried through MI6. You know what I mean? But the thing is, I mean, you know, certain things are written certain ways, so that's the way it is. I mean, I don't see the outrage over the. It's ridiculous.
It'd be nice
It's
to hear
ridiculous.
what the Williams father would have to say about it.
And the Williams themselves, because they're the ones they're the focus.
Be like,
of
fuck
the
that bitch, play some tennis.
Everybody no fucking movies. His ass is out there and
I'm
work.
still stuck on Mike's coming like 00 pop 7 motherfucker.
That's what double O's for.
That-
Double tap.
That was so on the fence. We might have to edit that.
I'm really looking forward to 00750 coming out this year.
Finally, a black dude.
But you're right. The criticism is it's so, the nature of the criticism.
D.O.
is,
Sizzle. Sorry.
007's Q is a freaking guy down the street selling equipment out of the car.
It's
No,
long
it's
gone,
terrible.
dude.
It's bad.
long
Yeah,
gone.
it's bad.
Passion of the Christ 2 starring Jerry Stiller. Passion of the Christ 2.
why are these nails so big?
Oh my God.
I would love to see that, though. The poster it would just be Jerry Stiller on the cross. The name of the movie is Passion of the Christ 2. Hang this. And he's just pointing to his crotch.
Oh my god, that would be fucking gold.
Fucking simple Jack stabbing him with a spear.
His dick's like twisted in his loincloth. Why you got your Franks? What your beans are supposed to be?
Starring Hannibal Buress as Judas.
Yeah. Brett Favre shows up and stabs him in the ribs with a spear. Like,
Bill Hader's there for whatever reason.
Shit.
At least his teeth would be in the poster.
Not his lazy eye, though.
no.
That's on a separate poster 3 theaters away.
Yeah. That movie's coming out next year.
Fucking A, man.
Electric Bibaloo.
What's amazing to me is that we talked about all these Twitter trolls, I guess we could call them, right?
Yeah.
Making these issues and saying Will Smith isn't black enough to play a black guy. It's ridiculous. But what is boiled down to it is that this guy, Will Smith, was cast to play a role. Like, this is his job.
That's it. It's his
right?
job.
And just because the nature of his job, like he makes these movies, people get so caught up in it and feel like it's part of them. Like they get so impassioned about it that they get into it way beyond what they should.
Right.
And that's kind of what's driven us for the last however long we've been talking about this stuff. Celebrities we like, celebrities we hate, which are most of them.
Yep.
Right. But people in general just get so entrenched and involved in the lives of these folks for whatever reason. You know what I mean? And I'm not sure. I have my own thoughts about what's going on. But I'm curious what the rest of you guys think about why people get so emotionally attached and involved with the lives of these celebrities.
One of the reasons I think is, like, I always fucking go back to the media thing. It's always there. You can get it 24/7.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You want to see your favorite celebrity, you can see him anytime you want. Whereas back in the day, when I was growing up, you had to wait.
You had to wait till the movie came out.
Yeah, or fucking watch it once a week on a show. Now it's like it's always there. And these people are posting everything.
You can
about
actually
their lives
communicate with them.
Yeah, you
on
can,
Twitter,
right.
on Facebook. You can actually get a response if your tweet is savvy enough. You might get a response from this person,
right?
And
people always try to outdo each other to get that response.
Yeah, and it works, and it makes you happy when you do.
Sure.
But
Craig
my
knows,
thing is,
because he's always fishing.
No, I do, and my thing is, I get you become involved with a certain character from a movie or an actor from a series, and you might like this person, and you start to think, I'd like to hang out with this guy.
Yeah,
sure.
Batman.
Not so much, but you know what I mean. Like you get I get his character. I like this person. It's cool, and that's good. And they become almost an icon in your life or whatever. Like me growing up, Star Wars. I was like, oh, Harrison Ford, Luke Skywalker. You know what I mean?
Bring it to this episode, Luke Perry. All the women in my life are in their 40s. Well, and guess what? They were all upset because their first digital boyfriend.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Died this week.
They had posters of him on their wall. It might have been their wallpaper on their computer, their first PC.
Yeah.
Dave, don't look down and freaking steal your shoes now.
So I
I
kind of get that. You know what I mean? Like I kind of get it. But as much as you're following these people, they don't know that you exist. And they really might not care that you exist. Maybe they do. So you get some genuine people that I'm not saying they hate
Henry.
you, but I'm saying it's not.
You're a blip on the timeline.
On the
of their
timeline,
life.
yeah.
For them,
Not every-
you are so put it. Let's put it in perspective. If we went to, I know Brad's not going to Dunkin' anymore to get his blueberry coffees, but
Starbucks.
so like we go to wherever we are, right? You go to a store, wherever you walk in, you walk by someone, like you're coming in, someone's going out. Hey, how you doing? Acknowledge they exist, and your day moves on.
Yeah.
That's who you are to those celebrities.
Right.
Yeah.
If they see your tweet or Instagram post or whatever you send to them,
It's a blip.
that's who you are. You're
Unless-
just hey, thanks.
And you know what? That's the funny part. There's a whole magazine devoted to celebrities buying groceries. and shopping for toilet paper and things like that. And it's all like celebrities. They're just like us.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to be fascinated by the fact
They had
that
the
these
best-
people actually shit. And these people actually have to comb their hair. And go ahead.
I'm sorry. They had the best cover ever. And it was Danzig. Walking out of the store.
With kitty litter
with
and all
the
that?
kitty litter and the cat food. And
on.
it said, I've got something to say. I fed my kitty today. that was the headline.
Just as long as it's fed.
And it was that was the best. I didn't mean to cut you off, Brad. I'm
it's
sorry.
fine, it's
but because
fine.
that was fantastic, though.
Yeah, take that one out of the bank.
Yeah.
You owe me 68 more. But I think there's a fascination with the fact that these are actually people.
They're just people.
The hottest girl in the world, like literally, like think everybody right now, stop and think of the hottest woman that you want to bang the shit of right now. She had diarrhea within the last 4 days.
Yeah.
So
Right.
They're just normal people.
Okay, I want you to
Exactly.
think back to all the love songs you knew as children. Every love song you remember from 1980 to 1995, all of them were written about a woman with a tremendously hairy vagina.
Yeah.
Okay? I want you to think about that. We all want to believe that they're larger than life, and they're not.
They're not.
real people.
They're real people.
And I think we tend to look for escapism.
Yeah.
Yes.
We try to escape into this life that we all want. We all want to be famous. We don't want to do what we consider work. We don't want to go and slog it out in front of a computer for 8 hours a day. We want to go and have people recognize you everywhere you are and have the world at your fucking beck and call.
Yep.
And I get it. But what do you, again, if you think we're doing this show without hoping that somebody is going to discover it, we don't have delusions of grandeur, but we do want people to hear us.
To hear it.
yeah, and we're
if
gonna have
so-
fun doing it.
But if some comedian called us up tomorrow and said, you know what, I think you guys are funny as shit, I want to feature you on my show,
Hell yeah.
we'd jump on it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And if some radio station said, we'd love you guys to do a radio show, we jump on that too. So we're not immune to this. Okay,
No.
we
You're right.
want to be something bigger.
No, of
I'm
course.
glad you brought that up. It's true.
No, it's-
we're just as guilty as
No,
everyone else.
and I wasn't saying I wasn't.
No,
you know,
no.
and it's
it's
true.
important to bring that.
But there's something to be said for wanting to be more popular than we are
Yes.
versus wanting to be important in these people's lives personally for them.
Yeah.
These celebrities.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yes.
Like you wanted some of these celebrities you met at Comic-Con to acknowledge the show. Different. As opposed to wanting them to know you personally and make you feel like you're an important part of their life.
Oh no,
It's
Very different.
Delusions.
Yeah.
That's
Right, and I
delusions.
think-
If you look at Ariana Grande's Twitter feed, when she posted that coffee,
Tacos.
how many people said, oh my God, I'm drinking the same
I'm
thing
drinking
right
that
now.
right
Sure.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, how many 40-year-old men said that though?
Oh, plenty. Because
Yep.
we're a sad species.
Men.
R. Kelly was like peeing in a cup.
I would have been at Taco Bell.
I went on R. Kelly's Twitter feed. I'm like, I pee too.
He was making a,
What you number, boy?
he was making a Urea Grande.
Oh man, who wants to hit Taco Bell after the show?
I would have an alternate ego, the yellow fever.
Oh,
Oh my god! Especially on days after I drink.
That'd be great. Get that chocolate rain guy to sing a yellow rain. Lemonade.
I think you should do a thing where I say, I write your name in the snow and you can dot the I, baby.
Oh shit.
All right, let's start wrapping this fucking
Yeah,
thing
let's
up.
Oh
wrap
my
it
god! I'm sorry, guys. Imagine the Fonz pissing his name in the snow. How would that look? How the fuck would that look, man? That
Nice
would-
yellow
that would-
zonk.
Snuff. Yay! I'm being
Just looks like a doctor's signature.
you look snow Sanskrit.
Snow script.
Oh Oh shit.
Oh, what the fuck? We are fucked up, man. Oh man.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
Let's wrap it up.
I think
Yeah,
so.
I agree.
I think so. You know what, guys? I don't want to do housekeeping this week. Somebody else take it.
No, you know what? If you're listening to the show, just hit the subscribe button. We'd appreciate it. You know, you'll get one notification a week. That's all.
Takes 2 seconds.
Bling.
We don't do that much work.
Ignore
Once a
it.
week.
Nah. Give us a listen. If you got any suggestions for the show, you can reach us at ntspod@gmail.com. If you want to talk to us on Twitter, it's NTS_podcast. And same thing on Facebook and Instagram. There's like one picture on there. It's awesome. Gotta check it out. You gotta check it out.
If Henry Winkler's listening, it's podcast_NTS.
Just www.
Of all the
So
things that we did this week, all we did was destroy the nicest man.
I know, man.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
Oh.
all we did this
Sorry.
week.
Yay.
Fuck R. Kelly and Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Nah.
Better?
Henry Winkler, you rock. Reach out if you want to hear us talk about something else. Give us a suggestion. We'll take it.
That's it.
You know?
That's it. And we should also mention the shop. It's been a while. We have some classic vintage shirts
Yes.
at teespring.com. Check
Teespring.
out the Needless to Say swag shop at teespring.com. We have those shirts. They're all limited edition because we still haven't added Dave's ugly fucking face to the
Yeah,
shirt.
that's right.
We haven't made
guys
any
get one of
triple
those, they ain't gonna
XLs
be
yet to get
around.
my head on there.
Triple.
We're just
your
gonna put
head
Dave's
alone.
head on the back. That's it by itself.
Honestly, the instant your photo went in, they were like $2 extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, check it out. We got some new stuff coming. Believe it or not, Teespring's got some new like barware and things that we can do.
Yeah.
Phone cases, things like that.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to actually showing this off to the 9 or 10 family members that listen to this. It's not even my family; it's Craig's. But that aside, I got nothing.
And Wayne.
and
Joey. We got Joey B, Wayne,
Christy, all my friends on Long Island. I want to give
Charlie.
a shout to Charlie, Ryan, Mike, Tara, all them. Okay, so again,
Vincent B.
You guys,
We got 'em all.
I got to give a shout out to my cousin who just went into the hospital today, and hope you get better, brother.
Yep, Derek.
Thanks.
Derek listens.
I
Yeah,
agree. You know what? You buy his shirt.
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
that's
you
right.
buy his shirt
Guaranteed.
from teespring.com.
Yes.
You know what? If you guys have listened this long, you've obviously enjoyed it. Tell your friends about us. Go
That's
out,
it.
buy some of our stuff. Hit us up on social media. Let your friends know. Let everyone know that we're a fun place to go. If you want to be insulted, offended, have a good laugh all at the same time, tell everybody about us.
If you're a Henry Winkler fan, just know this. Needless to say, it said we.